What's going on, shooters? I am JonesPhoto_91 on Instagram. My first ever YouTube instructional video, so I'm a little nervous. Bear with me. Today I'm going to show you my process of developing black and white film here at home. I'm downstairs in my dungeon, and it is a dungeon, trust me. Today's kind of special because what I'm going to be doing is developing a roll of 38-year-old film. This is KODAK Plus-X pan film, black and white 36 exposures. What I'm going to do is show you how I develop this. I'm going to do a little something different outside the norm of what I normally do. I'm going to do what they call a stand develop because I want to try to bring in some of the, give it a bit of punch on contrast because this is some old film. It will be fogged. I have no idea how this is going to come out. This is going to be fun. This is going to be interesting. I'm sorry I'm sweating a little bit. I was outside, so bear with me on that. What I want to do now is get my chemicals together. I'm not going to go too much into it. There's a million YouTube videos on how to mix up your chemicals and all that. What I am using for developer is ilfosol 3 as my developer, and I'm using the, as my fixer, I'm using the rapid fix, which is already pre-diluted here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to kind of walk you through. I shot these photos on my trusty Nikon L35. This is a sharp, sharp, sharp camera. Love this camera. Had it for years. Has never let me down. Beautiful piece. If you can get across one of these on eBay, pick it up. This is one hell of a camera. I love this camera. You can read reviews on it on the internet. Google it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to start my developer. I'm going to have a total of 15 ounces of developer, and I'm mixing 14 to 1, so I need 1 ounce of developer, 14 ounces of water. This here is my distilled water, filtered water. I always keep this jug full, always. When I'm done developing, I refill it with filtered water, and here's the filter I use. So I filter my water, better than the tap water. You know what, that's sandy, gritty, nasty, disgusting water going over the film if you can help it. So what I'm going to do is start mixing up my chemicals here. So I need to get 14 ounces of water. And me personally, I don't care too much about temperature. If it's been sitting around a while, the water sits in the basement all the time. So it's a constant temperature. So I really don't worry about my temperatures too much like most. And this is not for archive. It's not going in a gallery. So let me get my 14 ounces of water. That's about 14 ounces right there. That's 14 ounces of water. So now I'm going to do, let me cap this off. What I'm going to do is go with 1 ounce of the ilfosol 3 here. You should be wearing gloves, children. And normally I dilute 1 to 9. Normally I dilute 1 to 9, but since I'm, a stronger mixture, but since I'm doing a half-hour stand development, I'm going to thin it out a little bit, and so I went 1 to 14. So.
Mix this up a little bit. Mix it.
Now, I'm going to start filling up my container here. Now for the first minute I slowly agitate. I don't go balls to the wall on agitation, man. Just a nice, slow agitation. And I may go a minute. So, sorry to bore you with all this. "38-year-old film." Wow. Now, I'm done with my agitation. What I'm going to do is tap it a couple times. That's to get any air bubbles off of the negatives. because if there's any air bubbles on the negatives, you're going to get these spots all over, you know, through development. So I'm going to clean up a few things here. Be right back. Now I'm going to let that sit in the dark tank for 30 minutes total. I'm going to come down in about 15 minutes, and I'm going to slowly agitate it for maybe 10 seconds and then drop it for another 15 minutes. Like I say, normally I don't do this stand development like this. It's usually about a 6 to 7 minute develop, done. But like I say, I want to drag it out a little bit just to see if I can pull in, since the film is so old, I want to pull in some contrast. So hang in there, hang tight. Yeah, hang tight. Hey shooters, we're back. Hey, listen, you can probably hear me a little better. I shut that fan off. I'm about 15 minutes into my development, so what I'm going to do now is give it just a gentle agitation. Really slow. This wouldn't be considered a full stand development because I just agitated the negatives. This is all preference. I mean, there's a million videos. There's a lot of blah 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 on YouTube and elsewhere. I have my own technique for developing this film. Sorry, this is going out of focus on you. I have my own technique for developing film, and this is the way I do it. You can do it your way. It's all personal. That's what I love about film. It's so personal, and it's a thinking game. It's a thinking person's game, man, and I'm digging this. If you guys have any questions, you can ask me here on YouTube or follow me on Instagram at JonesPhoto_91. I'll get back with you guys here in another 15 minutes once we get rid of the developer and do all that good stuff, and we'll go into a rinse and a fix. Now, a lot of people, while I've got you, a lot of people will go from develop to a stop bath. I don't do the stop bath. I figure if I do a good enough rinse with good clean water and a long enough rinse with good clean water, it stops it. I've never ever had an issue with it. It's all preference. So, like I said, this is the beauty of all this, man. And I'm so glad that film has made a resurgence. On my Instagram page, if you check my Instagram page, I posted a photo of me. I'm 50 years old. I'm 49 years old, almost 50 years old. I posted a photo of me when I was 19 years old in Japan, had my little Canon point and shoot on my neck. And my wife and I, we married young. We raised our children. And I'm kind of getting back to film, and I love it. I absolutely love film. So stay tuned. I can't wait. You're going to see it as I see it when we pull it from this can. Yes. Okay, guys, we're back. We're 33 minutes into development. Preference. Time to dump the developer. I don't know what the hell I was just doing. Jesus. That's going to tox drop. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to fill her up with my filtered water to rinse. Going to do a nice little rinse on it. Get all that developer off of it. One more rinse. Okay, let's get rid of this water here. Should be fairly clean now. Oh yeah, beautiful. I always check it the second rinse to make sure it's nice and clean. And I'll put that right down the drain. Developers all washed out into this. This will go into a bigger container for tox drop. Now, this is my fixer. Now what I do with the fixer, this sets the film in, hardens it up. What I'll do, just a sec, pour this in, give it a couple agitations, gentle agitations. This can be reused numerous times. I've probably got 8 on this one already, and it's still clean and good and ready to work. Just a real slow agitation to coat the film. Now it sits for 5 minutes. See you on the other side. Okay, our fixing time is up. 5 minutes is up. Standing. It's a standing fix. I do the 10-second agitation at the beginning of the fix cycle, which is 5 minutes. So let's get rid of this fixer. And this can be reused. Don't throw this out. It can be reused multiple times. Why is it so fuzzy? You see me? I immediately go to another rinse with the good water. I'll rinse it like this, maybe for a full minute, just to kind of, get all that fixer off of there. Okay, here's my first dump after the fix. I've poured the fix in here. This is my first rinse. What I'll do is fill it one more time with water. And this time I will put just less than a teardrop of dish soap in here. Do not tell La I've got this downstairs. She'll kick my ass. Just a teardrop. That's going to help. I have found it helps with the streaking. So, while it's drying, you don't get spots, so many spots on it. And I'm going to show you something else here once we get a little further along. We're almost done. Once we get a little further along, that'll really help you out. That's been an invaluable tool for me. So we'll do this for about a minute. Okay, now I'm going to dump my rinse solution. Now I'm going for a 10-minute non-stop rinse. The way I've got this set up, I've got a hose that goes inside the center here. The hose goes in the center and continuously runs a 10-minute flowing rinse. So I'll see you guys in 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we're pulling this out of the can. Woo, I'm excited. Okay, 10-minute rinse is over. Ooh, I can't wait. Hang on a second. I'm going to need a drum roll. What do you mean the band's not here? No drum roll? Damn. Well, yeah. Let me get this out. Water shut down. We're getting close. Okay, I got to take a deep breath. All right, here we go. First look, it does look a little muddy. It looks a little muddy. Go ahead and break this off of here. That doesn't mean anything until we get it off. Oh my God. Holy crap. 38-year-old film. Oh, bingo, baby. Now, once it's out, let me grab it by the lead end. Once it's out, I bought this squeegee from B&H Photo. Look them up. Cheap little squeegee, $5-6. I give it a nice once over. Look at that. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Can you see? There's images on there. Holy cow, I can't wait to get these scanned so you guys can see these. I took some really cool shots, but, you know, I don't know, I'm very excited. Almost 40-year-old film. Let me go ahead and hang this, hold on. Wow. I did it. First YouTube video, 40-year-old, damn near 40-year-old film. Wow. Very excited. I've got some cleanup to do here. Listen, guys, I appreciate you hanging with me. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm sorry if I rambled all over the place. Like I said, this is my first video, man. So I'm getting it. I'm very excited about film. So as I keep progressing, I'm gonna share it with you. And there's one more thing here. Hold on just a second. Peace, love, and hair grease. Thank you.